Hey everyone, I'm so happy to be here with the heart of ER Shred, Mimi Terrell. Thank you, Mimi, for joining me today in the 5 questions interview. If any of
Oh,
you,
thank you.
yeah, if anyone's, is this your first time hearing or seeing, watching any of the 5 questions interviews, let me just briefly explain. I've chosen 5 questions that are questions that if I had the opportunity to sit down, have a cup of coffee with Mimi, or be together in person, these are the things that I would like to know about you. So it's this is kind of diving deeper into our personal lives so that we can get to know each other on a deeper level. And Mimi and I have had lots of conversations before in the past, so I do feel like I know a lot about you already, Mimi. But for those who don't know much about Mimi Terrell, then this will be fun. You get to hear her answers to some more personal questions. And like we're always talking about, the community in Shred is our absolute most favorite thing. So this is our way to continue building an awesome community by connecting everyone in this way, by being able to ask these 5 questions. So Mimi, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Will you take a minute to introduce yourself, describe your personality, just tell us a little bit about your background for anyone who is listening to you for the first time?
Okay. Well, my given name is Melanie, and most everyone call me Mimi. And that's the nickname that I got when I was 3 days old, and my parents brought me home from the hospital. My brother was 2, and he just couldn't say Melanie. So I usually introduce myself as Melanie, but I very quickly say most folks call me Mimi.
Oh,
Um, I'm 64 years old. I live in West Palm Beach, Florida, and I have had 3 marriages end in divorce. And a fourth one, I became a widow in 2006. So I consider myself single now for quite some time. I have 2 beautiful daughters, one in Tennessee and one out in California in Rancho Mirage, and a brand new grandson.
oh, well, that's exciting. I didn't know that.
Oh,
That's
he's so
new.
much fun.
How old is he?
He'll be 2 in August. I say brand new because I haven't met him yet, but
Oh, okay.
um, he's very much like my youngest daughter. And I performed as a clown and entertained for my entire pregnancy with her. So I like to tell people when she was born, she said, ta-da. And she's just like wicked smart and so creative. And she taught Oliver, his name is Oliver. She
Oh,
taught Oliver sign
that's
language
awesome.
before he could speak, so he could tell her he wanted more, or he wanted milk, or he wanted down. He loves books, and he's just a smart little kid.
Oh, that's so sweet. Well, tell us a little bit more about the things that you're passionate about. I think a lot of us already know that you love to make people laugh, and you make to entertain. You're good at entertaining and being creative with the cute lyrics that you come up with for Shred. So tell us a little bit more about what you're passionate about and what kinds of fun projects are you working on or hope to be working on soon.
Okay, well, it should come as no surprise that my personality type is extrovert. But I believe that being an extrovert is a combination of strengths and weaknesses that come together. So, there are times when I would show off because I was nervous or just wanted to make sure everybody liked me. So it's a combination of my strengths and weaknesses that create actually my personality today. I am a champion of others. I've been that way since a very young age. And I grew up in a family that was athletic. My parents were performers in college doing gymnastics and also hand balancing, which is a type of acrobatics. So they started training us as the kids came along. My dad started teaching us how to balance at about 9 months old. So we followed in their footsteps and followed their lead. But I remember when they would choose teams, like in third grade, for instance, they would choose team captains. in school before we would go out and play kickball or whatever the sport was. And so each team captain, boys and girls, and you would get to pick somebody, and then the other guy would pick somebody. And I remember my first pick was always the kid that I knew wouldn't get picked, because I didn't want them to be left, as the last one standing. Because
Yes.
everybody who had a little bit of talent, those guys, they're going to be on the team and they will get picked. But it was, for me, I just never wanted anybody to be kind of feel like they were left out. So I would consider myself a champion of people, and
I
I'm a
would too. I
champion.
definitely could see young Mimi doing that at the playground for sure.
Oh yeah, and then we'd just get all revved up and riled up, and usually we'd win.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Um, there's a lot to be said for positive energy. So, even if somebody wasn't gifted at sports, just being part of a team, which is the way we are, just being part of
Yeah.
a really great team, a group of people. Oh my gosh, you can soar to heights that you never thought you could do. That's what we all feel, being part
So
of our
true.
community.
Yes.
I'm passionate about the ones who have been forgotten, abandoned, or held back. I don't like it when I see someone who's been taken down by the circumstances or by labels. But this has to include the elderly, animals, certainly plants. I mean, I'm a rescuer of plants, and I used to say, no one's left behind, and I would grab things up out of the dirt before winter hit hard, and bring them in the house and let them be in the garage,
Oh,
so they wouldn't die.
that's awesome.
So, yeah. Um, I've always been an animated kind of person, and I grew up watching musicals on TV, on the black and white TV before there was color.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would just break out in song in the front yard, and I, I, I've been making up my own songs to fit my situation, I think, all my life.
That's so great. I bet that has been a way to keep you going, right? To make it fun.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I love that. That's so great. You're so talented in that way. I love seeing what you
Thank
come up
you.
with and what you create. It's so fun. Well, also, now I want to hear you tell us about what you're hoping to manifest within the next 5 to 10 years. I really believe in the power of visualization in order to manifest what we want. So go into full detail and describe the life that you hope to have within the next 5 to 10 years, and it could be even totally outrageous. I love going all the way to the extreme. Like, let's just go there just for fun.
Okay, so this is as as far as I would hope to reach, at least today. I want to own property and next to or somewhere near a national forest or a sanctuary, like a bird sanctuary, or somewhere near a place where animals already are living, and just somewhere natural. I'd like it to be enough land, so that I can have it irrigated if it's not naturally irrigated, and bring some animals in who needs a little recovery, and then find homes for them. I would love to have a camp for anybody who would like to come in, a retreat of sorts, and teach them my craft, which is the professional clown show. And my show is a variety show. It's the old style, old fashioned variety show. We start with sing along, and then juggling, and then a magic show. And I make balloons, and that's my niche. I teach people how to, I would love to teach with youth group pastors and teach them how to do the old time relay races where the teams choose, a team name and do all these relay races for points. And then at the end, you have a picnic. That's the kind of thing that I see for myself. And I'd like to be financially stable. I'm going to be financially stable so that if somebody needs me to come and do a clinic, or just spend some time, or invites me to go somewhere, anywhere USA or across the world, then I can get it on a plane or get in my motorhome and drive there. I want to spend time with people and I want to love people. And maybe I'll fulfill my dad's lifelong dream, which was to be the poor man's Von Trapp family. Like he said, honey, let's get in a van and we'll entertain all across the United States. And she's like, George, no. So maybe I'll just get myself a medicine show of sorts on wheels and go from town to town and perform.
That sounds really fun.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Well, great. I love that. Thank you for sharing all that. It's so fun to visualize with you. Like I really love to get inside your mind and your dreams and to see what your life hopefully will look like. And let's believe that it will. Let's believe it. That's what
I
I want.
believe it will.
Yes. And
I'm already doing that. It's just I'm doing it on a bicycle.
oh, that's so cool. Yeah. So you're on your way. You're making
Tell you
progress.
what.
Even within the last couple of years, it's been cool to watch your journey and see how things have shifted for you and how you have been able to manifest better situations for yourself.
Yes.
So it's been really
And I was
awesome.
doing some things right. I started doing some things right and not realizing that they were the right things to do. But I think because of ER Shred, the intuition and learning how to follow someone's lead with confidence, that has come about
Mm,
with doing the shred for sure.
mm, totally. I see it for sure in you. It's been so cool to watch you grow into such an amazing person that you already were, but it's so fun to watch people just continue to step into like better versions of themselves. It's just really, really fun. So now I would love to hear you tell us all more about some of the things that you are proud of and that you've accomplished. We know a little bit about your background, but tell us some of your proudest moments in your life.
Hmm. Some of my proudest moments, believe it or not, making the decision to leave my first husband because it was such a taboo to get divorced in my family. Um, I was pressured into marrying him, and I had called off the engagement, and then I bowed to the pressure again when I was told, you can't do that. You can't call off this wedding. We already have wedding gifts in the living room. We've already got the invitations out. So I went ahead with it. And maybe my life would have been different, but I wouldn't have my oldest daughter. And I'm very proud of her. But just finally saying enough. I'm not going to stay this way for the rest of my life. And I stepped out on my own. Now that caused a break for me, where I was completely disowned by my family for a while. That was not easy to do. But during that time, I went back to school and learned to be a phlebotomist, and that brought me to a place where I started teaching phlebotomy for the Revlon Corporation. I was able to learn new things and then step into a power position within that learning, just by being stubborn. Maybe we should call it consistent.
Yes, consistent.
Um, yeah, I am proud that I can say on May 13th is my 5-year sobriety date. But I did have 9 years of sobriety before my fourth husband passed away. Um, so I didn't grieve properly. I went back to drinking, masking, and numbing, and that led me down a road where I ended up being a survivor of repeated sexual assault and things like that. But I really don't want to speak to those things as something I've overcome. It's something I walked through. It's made me who I am today. I'm resilient, and now I'm learning to use my power words. I'm getting some great life coaching on Messenger from a few people in our group who have reached out and said, try doing it this way, try thinking about it this way. Why, and I don't want to say I'm coachable, but I am a good student.
Yes, you are
So
for sure.
I I believe that anything that I have as a strength that somebody sees, um, that they would like to have, I'm open to talking to anyone, with what I know and what I have. And at the same time, I'm never above saying I need help. This is hard,
Mm-hmm.
and I have been finding the answers just in this past week that have helped me feel more empowered.
Oh, that's so great.
Um, Listen, before ER Shred, I couldn't ride a bike. And at the end of 15, at the end of 2022, I was cycling 450 miles a month. Um, I I couldn't remember names. I woke up and then I started finding everything about my inner person was starting to become I don't want to say porous. What is the word? I mean, I'm able to receive a lot. And um it's just been something that I would love everybody to experience. It's really important for us to understand that once we do the first 11 days, there is an opportunity to become the person that you used to dream about. Some people, like me, I lost the idea that I could get this back, all of this. I really didn't think I would get it back. And I have it. And now I have the idea and the understanding that, you know what, I don't really have boundaries. I'm not living with labels that limit me. I'm seeing things for what they are realistically, and then I'm moving past what I think I can do into what I can accomplish. And it'll come day by day, it'll come.
Yes. Wow, it really is so fun to see how much you've grown because I remember what was it, like a year and a half ago we were doing a little bit of coaching together, and I can see a big change in you in just your mindset, just the way you talk about things. It's just night and day. Like, you have really come so far, and I'm so proud of you for continuing to receive coaching for others. And I also love what you said about no matter what level or stage you are in your life, we are all in need of help from other people, or
Yeah,
whatever label or title we have, like I still believe that I need regular help from anyone who's able to offer that help, life coaching, therapy, anything. I am always wanting to be open to help from other people to continue to grow and know that we are all on this journey together and there's nobody
yeah,
better than anyone else. We all just have different experiences. And so when we can come together and use each other's experience and different perspectives, then we can really grow so much, as long as we're, like you said, being open and able to receive all that people are offering us. Because I do think that there are times in our lives where we do close ourselves off from what other people are trying to offer us and we're not able to receive it. And so it is so great that I loved how you described that, able to receive more. And
yeah,
what a gift it is to see that all these people have been trying to help all along. It's like we've blocked ourselves from being able to listen or hear what they're trying to tell us or how they're trying to help us. It is fun.
yeah.
It's interesting to kind of look back on life and see how we've in different times in our life probably blocked ourselves from receiving really important, useful things that we could have helped us then. But we just, we're all on our own
Yeah.
timeline, and so we just have to be patient with when we're ready, we will receive what people are offering
That's
us.
true. That is
Yeah.
true.
So let's finish by having you tell us a little bit about, I love hearing about your journey, like all, like becoming such a resilient person, and how even how you describe that it's, you don't even want to describe it as something that you've overcome, it's something that you've walked through. And what a beautiful way to describe that, because and it is such a gift to see what you have walked through, and now the things that you've learned from those experiences have made you who you are today, which is also such a gift to so many people because of your resilience and because of your strength and continuing to show up and to reverse aging and think, you all was lost at one point, and then now you're back, and your memory and your physical capabilities is back, and it's like, that's so inspiring for so many people. As we age, we just think, oh well, we get to a certain age, you just have to accept that you're going to lose your mobility or your memory. But what if that wasn't true? What if we can go to 100 and not lose those things? So
That's
thank
right.
you
That's
for being
right.
such an inspiration there. But I want you to finish this interview by telling us more about your beliefs about life and your purpose, and what keeps you going, and what has kept you going all these years, even during the darkest times.
Um, I believe that I am a creation of a greater power than myself. I believe in God, and I believe that God is in control of not just my coming here to live the life that I'll live here on earth, but I think that I will continue on after that in an afterlife. I also believe that there is a lot of power within me that is innately given to me because I am a creation of the Creator. And um, there will always be something new to learn. I don't think we should ever be finished. I know that I'm excited about any opportunity to do better, or be better, or live better. I want to love better. I want to own my feelings, and I want to understand. I have the understanding that some of the feelings I have are justified, and so they should be acknowledged. And if it's a negative feeling, it can be turned into a positive, but I have to sit with it first and identify it. And all of this, for me, is explained very matter of factly because I believe in the Bible as to be the Word of God. So for me, all of the information is there. But what's happened to me over the years and recently has been the dogma and the twisting of the actual word. See, I believe God's word should be open to our own interpretation, what God gives to us.
Mm.
But when somebody in authority turns around and tries to limit or rein in or control based on his idea of what his end game is, then it unsettles me. And that was the whole reason why I needed to leave where I was for 2 years, because it unsettled me. And so I believe God is pure love. And I've been looking into the Toltec civilization through reading the Four Agreements. Every civilization, every culture has an idea of a creator, of a power greater than themselves, of the sin, the fall, the things about the human person that don't sustain us and don't allow us to live with purpose. Every civilization has that, whether it be the Toltec civilization from centuries ago to Christianity or Mormonism or today.
Mm-hmm.
It all seems to repeat, but there has to be one theme that we all understand. And for me, that is the idea that there is a creator, there is a force greater than me. That force created me with love, out of love, and I can be sustained in believing that everything in my life has a meaning and I can affect anybody, but especially myself, positively or negatively. But if it starts with love, and in turn with gratitude and love and gratitude, that's the answer to me. That's my answer.
Oh, wow. That's so beautifully said. And I can really resonate with many of the pieces of what you said about it is all up to our own interpretation. And we don't
Yes.
need to, the whole authority thing, I think, can even apply to all of what we've experienced in ER Shred around diet. When somebody else comes and tells us, like, no, this is what it is, this is the truth. And I think that we should all be allowed to have our own interpretation, or just blueprint for what our bodies need, and when it comes to diet, but it that is such a great way to describe that, and I really really love that, and knowing that if we can all just be open to the idea that um we all have our unique beliefs, but that's why I like this to end this on this question, because it's something that's been a big part of my life the last 4 years, like really diving into everybody's beliefs, because I grew up thinking that there was only one way to believe, and it was my job and duty to get everybody to believe what I believed. But now I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been missing out on so much by thinking that I was the only one that had the truth. But now I'm like, what if I would just opened up my mind to allowing everybody to be have their own interpretation of what we all hope for, or most people believe in a higher power and we all call it something different. So it's like, if we can just have these types of conversations and search for the parts that we can relate to, and also understand that like certain words that you might be saying might be just interpreted in different ways, or we might have different
Exactly.
words for the same thing. So
Right.
isn't it interesting,
Yeah.
like we can cause so much division and arguments by just not listening and not being open to other people's perspectives, and we're missing out on such a gift by not allowing other people to share their what they see. Like, I want to get into the eyes and the mind of Mimi Terrell, and I want to see what you see. If we just take a moment to see what other
Yeah.
people see, like, how amazing would that be if we could just step into other people's experience for a moment, as we wholeheartedly listen to another person, and just try to see what they're seeing by listening to what they're describing. So thank
True.
you for such a beautiful description of how you see the purpose of life and what gives you meaning and keeps you going in life. So that was so beautifully said. So thank you for ending it so perfectly, and thank you for being
Oh,
here, Mimi. We just so
thank
appreciate you and everything that you offer for the community, and how you inspire so many of us. So keep being you.
thank you so much, Crystal. I will.
Okay. All right.
Coming
Well,
to a stage near you.
yes, that will be fun. I hope to meet you in
My new
person soon.
fun project is me.
Yeah. Well,
I
thank you,
love you,
Mimi.
Crystal.
All
Thank
right.
you.
We'll see ya.
Everybody, I love you guys.